After a 7-hour-long Duluth City Council meeting, a controversial ordinance finally passed. Late last night, the Duluth City Council voted to pass the proposal expanding the ban on outdoor camping to all city properties. However, an amendment was made to the ordinance when it was first introduced. Outdoor camping on city property was punishable by a misdemeanor charge, but the amendment made it so no misdemeanor would be given, rather a fine. The vote coming right after a tense public comment section where more than 80 people with a variety of opinions came up to talk, most of who were against the ordinance, even after the amendment.
These ordinances, even if just reduced to a fine, will harm individuals and communities more than it will help. If we further criminalize being unhoused in Duluth just to have an immediate solution for the encampment at City Hall.
But on the other hand, others spoke in support of the ordinance, many saying how encampments like the one outside of City Hall are unsanitary and unsafe.
I've seen the frustrations of the police department and the fire department and the non-for-profit community in dealing with this. We've got to get a handle on this.
The other 9 ordinances were voted on late last night, all passed, besides one that was tabled. That one was the modification of language for false soliciting.